We are live and India wins the 2025 Champions Trophy. What a victory, what a match, what a final. What a fitting way for a final and for India to win another ICC trophy in just 9 months.
Yep. Do you want to go ahead with your famed line?
Oh, no, I don't.
Come on, dude. You gotta
Shrikant,
do it.
there was a couple of things we were talking about. We thought, so we have stumps. We thought we'd start off with us hitting the stumps.
Stump
the way.
celebration.
Yeah. Dude, I look so short.
Finally, Aswin shot.
And the other thing was when Shrikant said someone retired or like Jadeja
Jaddu.
retired, we had a whole panic, and so we were looking at news and everything. And then when you said just kidding, that was like,
Not the vibe, dude. Shrikant.
which is why we are late, by the way. But hi Shrikant, hi Default, hi
Someshwar.
Correct.
Someshwar was there today morning asking me a lot of questions.
Erin, Anirudh. Hey, it's nice to see you guys. It's nice to be back. Not only in the live Zappy, yes, we are champions. But to do a live after winning a whole goddamn tournament. We started this live. I mean, we won against Bangladesh, the test series. The New Zealand test series we lost. The BGT we lost. And then we did a live in this Champions Trophy. And here we are. We are victorious. Hi, Asha. Hi, Akshay. Guy, let's keep the criticism away and let's celebrate the victory today. That's not what we do.
If we did that, then what would be different about our channel?
Exactly. We still have criticisms today, so we will still do that. But before we get into everything, first of all, thank you guys so much for joining us on a Sunday night where Star Sports are clearly putting out better pictures for you to look at about the players with the players celebrating
A
together.
lot of Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma visuals, I suppose.
Yeah. And but like thank you guys so much for joining us. But if you guys are joining us for the first time or joining us in this live for the first time, hit that like button because it'll push this live to a lot more people. We will try staying for a while today just because we have one. Hi Stillmark, hi Sudarshan. Yes, we did win and what a victory. Nikhil. Hey Nikhil. I don't know if you're joining us for the first time, but hi Nikhil. Rohit said that Kuldeep numbers don't speak his mindset. It really poked him to perform in the finals. Nice backing up by Rohit. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about.
True.
So yes, we will celebrate the fact that India won, but we will still do what we usually do, and that's be critical of the Indian team because even when we win, there are things to improve, and that is how you become champions.
Champion बनने के लिए भूलना पड़ता है कि आप champion थे.
And there you go. Yeah. Break a leg. We are not breaking a leg. That's not happening. Default. Hey Kaleja. Hi boys. Hi. It's great to be here. It's great to finally sit back and think about how we won a tournament just playing in the same stadium, not moving around a lot, not traveling.
For no fault of our own. Yeah, I mean just
yeah, but it's nice to just poke a little bit of fun.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, there will be some players, ex-players from other countries tomorrow talking about this. So it would have been a surprise if India didn't win with everything going their way. Well, we did win. We did win, and we did win comfortably in the end. Abhinav, my gut feeling was right. Guy in the black t-shirt knows.
Hindi? Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know it was about the Hindi. The pitch was two-faced. First innings less than 2 degrees turn, I'm guessing. But second innings had 3.4 degrees. Yeah. Kudos to New Zealand. Good fight. Of course, good fight.
Yeah.
Ninad, sorry for being late, guys. Hey, everyone. Hey, don't apologize for being late. No more lives, broski. Hey, Samad. So we will think about doing a live. We will think about it.
We will have lives for sure.
Yeah,
you guys will be updated.
Yeah.
There's also a WhatsApp channel for that. So join from the link. I think
What a
every
plug.
update we put out is going to be there so that you guys can come and join.
Think GG became the first coach to win an ICC event at first shot.
Interesting.
I'm sure Gary Kirsten won his first.
Yeah, Kirsten 2011 would have been first.
Unless
2009, I mean Champions Trophy.
Oh yeah, true.
Fair.
Yeah, Dhoni was the captain also then.
Damn boy.
Damn, man. Disappointing win, but we take it lol. I don't think it was disappointing at all. I think it was good.
Damn.
And yeah, let's get into it, right? There are a couple more people who will keep joining in. All right, listen. Lives every game before IPL.
Dude,
if
come
you
on.
did lives before every game during the IPL, that would be like the IPL.
And we'd have to start a very expensive members only to fuel out more content. So you guys can think about it.
Harsha Bhusale.
My man Aswin. New Zealand had the advantage of more degree of turn in second innings. Yes, we'll
Yes,
get
they
to
did.
all of this.
So yeah, let's talk about that. Let's have fun and games in the end, because like we said, missing Vasu. Yeah, I mean he doesn't really come in India once the match is what we have noticed. But yes, if you have joined us for the first time, we have a lot of segments. We have a lot of things to talk about. Slayed by Vedant Ramesh, which we will talk about. So let's go to the summaries. You talk about.
The scorecard, awesome. Taking it away, New Zealand 251 for 7 on what seemed like a pitch that would have aided for a lot more runs. It did not seem as tough, as you guys pointed out. India was getting only 2 degrees of turn, so New Zealand should have made a better score to begin with.
Correct.
Good job on India's point of view for restricting them. So New Zealand 251 for 7. India chasing it down 254 for 6. Runs from Rohit's bat, runs from Shreyas, Aksar. Once again, it was the middle order that contributed. That's what I want to say. I think that's a brief summary. Of course, we'll get into things. But yeah, India emerged victorious in the Champions Trophy 2025.
That is true. Let's talk about the conditions a little bit. Something that was interesting is when the Pacers came on in the first spell, it was a little difficult to bat against them. And when I say the first spell, I say the first 2 overs, first 2-3 overs.
Yeah.
There was a lot of seam and swing both the innings. And then it got relatively easy to bat against the fast bowlers. That's why when you saw Shami against the New Zealand batters or Willow Rook come in the end stages against India, it just became a lot more easier to bat against the fast bowlers. But it wasn't the same against the spinners. The spinners throughout dominated this game, especially today. I mean, we've seen that in pitches in Dubai anyways. But like even today, the pace bowlers didn't have much to offer. Their slow balls didn't necessarily work. Their cutters didn't necessarily work.
Yeah.
Spinners hands-on were completely. They were needed in all stages
Throughout
today.
the game, yeah.
And yeah, we will talk about India's selection and everything. But that was just how the pitch played out. Pitch did look relatively. I don't want to say easier to bat on in the second innings, but with fast bowlers coming on, it just seems like the
It's the
batters
effect
were.
of the new ball.
Yeah,
Possibly.
maybe.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what went wrong, because we still have to be critical.
And of course, Aswin has given me this segment so that he can talk about what went right. But I'll get to what went wrong very quickly. And this is for the tournament, not for the match itself. And of course, we are going to be critical because India is obviously the champions now. They're a champion team. They've done well. But there are certain aspects that really stood out through this tournament. The first thing being India's fielding, India's catching especially. In fact, today too, we dropped a couple of catches. Throughout the tournament, the ground fielding has been decent, but the catching has come under a lot of scrutiny. Obviously, the catch efficiencies and all of that goes up on the broadcast. So, you know, India on that list were 5th or 6th, I want to say. And so that's something that they will have to revisit despite having all those bad fielding moments and those poor catches. India was still able to win this final, which just means that there is another gear almost that this team can reach if they complete or if they close out that fielding department. T. Dilip, the fielding coach, should ideally not be handing out a medal after every game because
True,
I think the
I
fielders
agree
are
with
getting a
that.
little complacent.
Yeah, I agree
That's
with
what
that.
I'm going to say. Pratt, you represent me in the group project. That's crazy, dude. Anyways, next one, Shami 2027. So here's the thing, right? Mohammad Shami's just come back. He's had limited amount of match time, and so I don't want to say that he's not looking in good touch. He is slowly coming back into form. But the other factor to consider is his age, and we've also spoken about Arshdeep of how we want to bring him into the squad. He's done everything right. And with the 2027 World Cup still a couple of years away, would it make sense to bring in Arshdeep and give him a chance or at least have him play alongside Shami? Because let's be honest, Shami has looked a little rusty and 2 years is still pretty far away for him when it comes to the ODI squad, and India will want to take it a couple of months at a time or a couple of series at a time with Shami. So that, again, I'm just being extremely critical, but that's that. Last point, KL's keeping. Now, someone on comms today spoke about how KL Rahul kept excellently. Pardon my language, but that was not the best keeping that we've seen from anyone in this tournament. I think KL Rahul missed a lot. He's missed a couple of stumpings. He's missed a few catches. Ashwin's even done a video on wicket keeping technique and rating the keepers itself, so you can check that out. But the point being, KL Rahul struggled on these spinning, turning tracks, and yeah, it just seems like it could have cost us once again. We're lucky that we won this tournament, but there were these few moments that you would want KL Rahul to have capitalized on to be able to hold those catches and get those stumpings. So once again, there's a couple of things that can happen here, right? India either start looking at another keeper who's sound and solid as a keeper itself and still have KL in the batting order itself. Or the other thing is KL has to put in a little more work probably into his keeping to ensure that he doesn't lose that ODI spot for something like that.
Yeah, I don't think he loses ODI spot. But yeah, true. Let's talk about what went right in the entire tournament. And that was the middle order. Let's start off with the middle order. Let's start off with the number 4, number 5, and number 6. We had Shreyas Iyer coming back into the ODI squad. To be fair, he was dropped, but then he was picked last year where we only played for 3 ODIs. And then he was picked in the England series where he did perform. Then he was picked in the Champions Trophy where he did perform. So we will see him in number 4, at least in the Indian squad for a very long time. And then we saw Akshar Patel in his new role at number 5 doing very, very well. Again, a lot of people aren't happy with it. Today, a lot of people might just criticize him for throwing his wicket away. I think temperament is something he can still work towards. But him at number 5 has made a lot of difference. He averages, now I want to say in the late 30s, if not early 40s at number 5 every time he's given a chance, which is good enough if you're a batter. And he's a left-handed batter. We know Gautam Gambhir with his obsession with left-handed batters in the middle order or the top order or the all-rounders, and Akshar Patel fulfills all of it. And we saw KL Rahul bat at number 6. He didn't get a lot of chances, but every time he did, at least almost every time he did, he contributed, especially tonight. Like he said after the match, he was shitting himself in that situation. But the fact that he pulled India through just says a lot about his temperament and his class. I mean, that man is a solid batter. Who would have thought, man? 10 years ago, if you told everyone that KL Rahul will bat number 6 in an ODI format, you wouldn't believe it. That would be a joke. But he's here batting at number 6 and performing and scoring runs. And he will be in that squad for some time. Let's talk about captaincy. We gave Rohit Sharma a lot of slack about his captaincy in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, in the test match format. But in the ODI format, the second he stepped up, he's been splendid. And we saw that in the Champions Trophy. And Kuldeep Yadav talked about this post-match after the finals. Just rotating your 4 spinners is so tricky because you have 40 overs with just your spinners. And you have to be able to rotate them. And like, it sounds so simple. But when you're a captain in the field, it just becomes so difficult because suddenly you have so many options. Everyone who can possibly take wickets. But you have to rotate them in a way that the batters don't get settled against them. And you can use them rightly in the pitch given to you. And for Rohit Sharma to do this and set attacking fields, there was a point today where I thought he could have set a little more attacking fields. But Rohit Sharma overall in this tournament has been superb. Like, I want to praise his captaincy and make a whole video about him. But then that video won't be long enough. So we won't possibly make a video about it. But he's just been very, very good. And let's talk about seniors. There were a lot of question marks before coming to this Champions Trophy. Who will retire? Who wouldn't? Jadeja, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. They have stepped up. Shami in the first match didn't get those 5 wickets. Like Praatibh said, he's still coming back. He will take those few more games to get back into complete rhythm. But all those seniors, everyone who had a doubt, everyone scored runs. This is the format that they love and they all scored runs. So I think it should be okay. And Kuldeep Yadav and Varun. Kuldeep Yadav, especially for stepping up in the finals, he's been criticized throughout. We even called for dropping him, I think, in the semi-finals. Or I don't know if it was today. But in the semi-finals for sure. But he was backed by Rohit Sharma, even in the finals, and he performed. And he couldn't do any better. And that's great for him. He took those... he got Rachin Ravindra out. Bowl, clean bowl with a googly. What a beautiful delivery. And to get a left-hander bowling a googly as a left-arm Chinaman, that's just the dream. And Varun Chakravarti, he's been a revelation since coming back to the Indian team, first in the T20 format and now the ODI squad. Man, like, Varun Chakravarti is living his dream, getting picked for the Champions Trophy very, very late. And it was after how he performed in the T20 series in England. You guys need to remember that he wasn't even in the original squad. He performed well in the T20 series against England, then was picked in the England series, and then was picked in the Champions Trophy. What a time. Let's talk about the critical moments.
Cool. So before I get into the critical moments, I can see Akshay has asked.
Vasu's back.
Vasu's back as well. Nice to have you.
Very nice.
What is up? The usual gang is here. But Akshay has asked about Kuldeep's action. If there's any changes, we have made a video on it very long back, so you can check that out. Coming to... Kuldeep.
Alright.
On his, there's been some changes on his action. So yeah, you guys can check that out. But yeah, coming to the critical moments in this tournament itself. Firstly, of course, now being Varun Chakravarti's selection, something that we were kind of expecting midway through the tournament and something we'd also called out, especially after the England series for him. Varun is 34. Yeah, that is. Varun Chakravarti is 34? I don't. Oh, that's crazy. I thought he was like 32. But yeah. So yeah, that's I think the first critical moment, because for India to take that brave call based on just a few games would have definitely got a lot of slack from a lot of people like us, from a lot of analysts and everything. We were in favor of it, but yeah, for India to go through with that was great. Secondly, Hardik with the new ball, and that's got to do with the fact that India eventually decided to play 4 spinners mid-tournament. In fact, in the group stage game against New Zealand itself, from there deciding that Hardik and Shami were good enough to ball their quota of how many ever overs, to use up the new ball, to let spinners come into the attack in the power play itself. I think that was a good move. We've always known that Hardik can ball with that new ball itself in the last 2-3 years. Ever since he's come back from injury, he's been able to do that. And for them to show enough trust in him and for him to be able to back that, I think that gave India another dimension to work with and more depth, not only with the bat, but also with the ball in terms of spinners on this pitch itself. Jesus, that was a long breath.
Boys casually calling themselves analysts. We do analyze the game.
I mean, dude,
we don't have to be good at
we're
it.
putting out some amazing graphs, please. Anyways, next one, Akshar Patel at 5. Something that Aswin and I were also a little skeptical about, but Akshar Patel at 5 has
That's
been.
also because of KL Rahul at 6.
Yeah, that's also because KL Rahul at 6. Because KL Rahul's done brilliantly at 5. There's no reason to push him down other than this whole left-hand batter dynamic. And so that is another critical moment. It has saved India in a couple of those games where it was getting tough in the middle overs, for Akshar to come in and just be able to release that pressure. Because if you'll see most of his knocks, he's taken his time, but he's also, by the end of the knock, ended somewhere around run a ball, which has really, really helped India. Both of us catching strays, yeah, Asher, that's right. But yeah, so that's the third critical moment. Next, we have Rohit's starts. And this is basically got to do with his aggressive approach right at the top of the order. Obviously, there are people who are divided, and the kind of innings that Rohit played today, obviously, in the words of Ashwin, because I didn't watch the first few overs, Ashwin did tell me how Rohit still took his time. He was either a first gear or a sixth gear. And it has worked for India in the sense that he's been able to put the pressure on the bowlers right away, and that means India is getting off to those flying starts in the power play. Today was an example of where he found the right balance, managed to play out the new ball, and also came good towards carrying that innings forward itself. So that's good from Rohit's point of view. This is a good template for India. This is also something very similar to what we had done in the 2011 World Cup with Sachin and Sehwag getting blistering starts. There were times when we would be 100, 120 for no loss in 15 overs. So happy with that. Once again, I think that's great from India's point of view. Rohit also spoke about it at length today in the post-match ceremony, I want to say. And yeah, I think the fifth and probably one of the more underrated points, and I'll also add on to this, not just Shreyas Iyer here versus spin, but also KL Rahul's finishing has been a revelation. He's been able to carry his bat through in most games, which is great signs for India, because we were not sure how he might have panned out at number 6, but he's shown that he's able to adapt to that role as well, which means he's batted practically at every position with great success, at least in the wide ball format. So yeah, but I think Shreyas Iyer, credit where due. This man has won everything this year. This season rather, he's won the IPL, he's won the Ranji Trophy.
Last season, yeah.
Last season,
captain.
yeah.
He's won everything there is to it.
Precisely, yeah. And for him to not have a central contract,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, he's definitely going to get that one back, and probably going to get an A contract, I hope. Let's see. A or B.
Yeah, let's talk about the player of the match, and that's Rohit Sharma. Yes, his starts was problematic. We also made a whole reel about how he hasn't gone past the 10 over mark. He scored his first 50 in this match. The way he started off, I thought was a bit tricky, because if he did get out again, we would have given him a lot of shit. But he did what he had to, continued, and then got past the 10 over mark, started rotating strike, and it was the Rohit Sharma we've always known, attacking the bowler. Listen, it's important for Rohit Sharma to do what he's doing. I think the version 3 of Rohit Sharma, as people call it, or the new Rohit, whatever that is, since the 2023 World Cup, I think is great for the ODI format, especially when, like Rohit Sharma said, when the Indian team has such deep batting lineup. Jadeja at number 8 is insane. And so for us to have that, Rohit Sharma can just have the license and go out from the first ball and attack. But because it's Rohit Sharma, you just want him to bat a little more longer, get past the 10th over mark. And he did that today. And he did that even when wickets were falling around him. Of course, he might have gotten out at the wrong moment, but that's okay. That's why we have a deep batting lineup. He did everything he had to do today. He attacked, he rotated strike, and he was a very, very good captain. I think the better captain won in the end more than the team. I mean, of course, the better team also won, but like Rohit Sharma captained better today. Also, why we won. And I don't usually say that. And we did about Rohit Sharma. Yeah. That's the player of the match. And let's talk to you guys. Let's have a conversation and then we shall
call it quits.
Yeah. Rohit Sharma is not retiring. It's over. Please continue. Oh, I have no idea what's going on. I mean, today I really wanted him to smash the century. He did not rotate properly from 20th to 30th, over which slowed the game, but no complaints for us. True. Dhoni-like innings, played poorly throughout the tournament. Yeah, I was thinking about that actually. Plays well in the final and gets remembered for an awesome tournament performance. That's not necessarily true. I think he performed well. He just didn't have a big score. I feel like against Pakistan, I want to say, or Bangladesh it was, when the pitches were very slow. Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat. Cheers to my post-match analyst looking for IPL. Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
man.
IPL?
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of episodes coming out for the IPL.
True.
One's already out.
True.
Go check it out. Give it some love. It's kind of stopped getting views, guys. So do that. But yeah, 4 more videos going to come out analyzing each team in depth. So check it out.
Yeah. Answer this. Opinion on Kohli getting out.
Opinion on Kohli getting out? Dude, in the morning I said that Michael Bracewell might not be as potent because he's an off spinner. In fact, Santner thought the same because he bought on Rachin Ravindra before he got on Michael Bracewell.
True.
And then Kohli comes in and casually plays one. I think Sunil Gavaskar summarized it perfectly on comms, where he basically said that Kohli would usually look to play that kind of shot once he's set, once he knows the pace and spin of the pitch. Michael Bracewell surprisingly got a lot of turn. What happened?
True. Vasu said that IPL video tagged.
Yeah, dude.
We
hard. Very hard.
We know. We are aware. But it's fine. We have 4 more IPL videos.
We know the
up.
numbers.
So if it were to tank, we have 4 more videos to tank. But yeah, you're talking about Kohli.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I think he just came in and thought that he could dominate right from the get-go. He almost like a brain fade of sorts. Yeah. Because usually he'd probably play that a lot straighter. Especially because even the mid-on at that time that was set was a wideish mid-on. So it would make sense for him to play it a lot straighter, but his bat was a lot more
You know what's ironic? It's if he did play it straight and if he gave a catch to first slip, if there was one to begin with, we'd criticize that.
100%.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like playing a cross in second ball or something. Yeah, that's very unlike Kohli. Yeah. I don't think Varun would be in team if not for Gambhir. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Gautam Gambhir's captaincy. Let's talk about Gautam Gambhir, the coach. Before this ODI series, we didn't have Harshit Rana in the squad. We didn't have Varun Chakravarti in the squad. Shreyas Iyer was number 4. Gautam Gambhir didn't necessarily bring him back.
True.
Technically, he did in the last Sri Lankan series. But right, so let's just say Shreyas Iyer back at number 4. Akshar Patel at number 5, KL Rahul at number 6, playing 4 spinners in Dubai. Not saying everything is because of Gautam Gambhir, but there has to be a relationship between Gambhir and Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
How has he done according to you?
Gambhir, so
in the white ball format, like in the ODI series, forget the red ball since Jan to now.
See, so here's the thing, right? Gambhir's always been known to have some kind of out-of-the-box decision come into play. He's done that in the IPL with Sunil Narayan. Now, I know people will say that Sunil Narayan first opened in the BBL, but for Gambhir to at least take a cue from that and have him open in the IPL showed that there is something. Gambhir does have like a quirk in terms of how he thinks.
Yes.
And attributing it to that quirk, I would say he did have a large influence on probably having Akshar at 5. And it seems to have worked out for India. So, I mean, it's all well and good because it has worked. But would we still statistically and objectively rather have Rahul at 5?
Yeah.
I still think yes. So,
I feel like Rahul at number 5 just fits. Rahul at number 6 is fine. I just feel like Rahul at number 5 has not just done well. He's so much better than a number 6. He's so much better than a finisher.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. KL was hurting from the World Cup 23
Oh,
loss.
yeah.
Love to see that the tournament and the team management supporting him instead of moving on to Rishabh Pant.
Yeah.
Shows you how bad Rishabh Pant has been in the white ball format.
And it also just shows that cricket is a great leveler. Like, you can be leveler. You can be down in the dumps on one day, and the next day you can be on top of the world, and vice versa.
Yeah, that's true. Shreyas Iyer getting starts like 40s and then throwing his wickets away. What's your opinion?
It's not happened too often, is it? I mean, he has got a 70 odd, 80 odd. I think that's more concerning for me than Shreyas Iyer getting out in the 40s or 50s, because I think that's happening lesser than him getting out around 70, 80.
True.
Having said that, he's always come in and scored runs. He's been consistent even with those 40, 50s and 70, 80s. And at number 4, the position he's batting, even if he gets a 40 or 50 odd, he is going to be stitching a couple of partnerships worth 50 each, which is going to put the team in a good position.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Vasu, man, you have extreme views. I had swallow my GG hate. Might as well at this point. Like,
No, England series. That's a different ball game, but
yeah, I don't. Oh, it'll be interesting to see if he's still the coach.
Ooh,
in the
interesting
England
take.
series. Guys, KL and Shami finally won trophy in their career. That is true, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Shami
Oh,
and
that is true.
KL hasn't won yet.
Yeah.
Good on them. I think Shreyas Iyer has played such a stabilizing role in the middle order.
Yeah,
he
spot on.
definitely has.
Yeah.
And I feel like Shreyas Iyer, there's a couple of things, right? Even today, when India were under pressure, Shreyas Iyer just could just hit 6 out of nowhere to just
Yeah.
break the shackles, to get India a little more runs, to get the run rate high up there. Shreyas Iyer could do all of that, could bat under pressure, take the spinners on. And if he can continue doing this, he'll be a good number 4 batter. I was going to say, one of the greatest number 4 batters cricket has ever
I
seen.
mean, my camera stopped in a very weird angle.
But then he could be the greatest number 4 batter India's ever seen.
If there are enough ODIs.
True.
Yeah.
Oh no, just even in test matches.
Oh, test matches, that's a far cry. Let's see.
I mean, Gigi got his shit right. Hey Abhishek.
What is
Hi.
up?
Harsh. Champions Trophy is what percent of World Cup? I mean, I still think World Cup's high up there. I
Yeah.
still think World Cup is regarded as
Yeah.
the pinnacle of
Dude.
ODI format
Yeah.
tournaments. But
And
Champions Trophy is just
I
paisa
almost
vasool.
rated as half, because India in the World Cup won 10 games on the trot to lose the 11th. Here we won 4 games and won the 5th.
True.
That's exactly half.
Yeah, that's true. I still don't think we need a Champions Trophy if we need the ODI format going on.
Try series. Get
Yeah.
back try
I
series.
don't know why Champions Trophy is a thing to begin with. But we did win it, and I'm glad we won it. But is it the most important tournament?
Is it nice to win though? Yeah.
Happy for Rohit Sharma proving his new approach of aggressive opening yields results. Yeah, 100%. Word is no one is retiring. Mission is on for 2027. Oh, we'll see retirements by 2027. Or we'll see
Yeah.
people getting dropped for sure. Half is just too low. CT's 70% World Cup. I don't know if you're being serious. World Cup is on top with Test Mace. That's how it should be. Of course it is.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I don't know
Test.
for you. Yeah, for us,
Test
I'm
Mace is
assuming.
the pinnacle.
Now that there is WTC
Yeah.
finals and all of
yeah.
that, I think that is the pinnacle of cricket.
Hmm.
But a lot of cricketers might not agree because they've grown up watching World Cups.
I mean, at least for Test cricket to stay alive, like
Yeah.
WTC is so important, and for the purists, Test cricket is everything. So
There was very interesting, and I'm going off the ball here. There was Nasir Hussain was talking about something very interesting of how a couple of years ago, and this is a lot of years ago, when Alan Donald and stuff were bowling,
yeah,
they complained a lot about how much the new ball swung. Because they had no control over it. So they had to bowl cross seam and
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
you would see them bowl sprayed all around the place.
Yeah.
And now we complain about how less it swings.
So-
And before, when we had one new ball, we would complain about how fast the ball would go soft because how much the batters would hit the ball around. And that's why we have 2 new balls.
And now we
And
complain
now
about-
we complain about how we have 2 new balls and how there's no reverse swing.
Yeah,
So then you can't.
you can't have it all, guys. This is how life is. You have to be content.
Okay, fine. Slade with Vedant Ramesh. For Mitch Sandner, first ICC tournament as captain, he did a really good job.
Really good job.
Also, who was this other guy? Oh, who was this other guy in the IPL video? It was just
He's a friend of ours.
who knows a lot about the IPL. He
Yeah.
will be there in the rest of the 4 videos that you see.
Yep.
M and Kirtan. What if Rohit gets dropped? Who is the next skipper? If it's difficult to accept Shubman as the skipper with Shreyas around, is it? Or it is difficult.
I actually agree with that. I think Shreyas Iyer is also older. Dude, here's the thing, right? I think some cricketers, or like based on how Indian cricket has gone, and I don't remember who was talking about this on air, of the importance of vice captains and how it's only a very India thing.
Yeah.
Like nobody else has like an appointed vice captain that is announced, and that's being done in the IPL as well, like with someone like a Venkatesh Iyer. And so the other point I want to get to is that it's also a generation thing where Shreyas Iyer has perfectly fallen in the middle of the seniors and the juniors, which means he doesn't have too many years to captain, and that means he's not a very long-term solution. He's probably a one World Cup solution, and so that's where the youngsters often might get picked. That's also was the case with Gautam Gambhir, who was slotted to be the next captain, but because Kohli was a lot junior, he just got to go. So that's what it is. And I did see a comment about, I think it was Akshay asking about a Smriti Mandhana video analysis. Let me take this opportunity to say that we are going to have women's cricket videos as well, covering all of Indian women's cricket. So very likely that in a month or two, I hope you will be seeing those kinds of videos as well.
What did he ask?
Smriti Mandhana video analysis.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely have that, by the way. Oh, for those of you guys, let's bring this up. Wait, I had a question actually, as in to answer. I mean, Vasu, you did say that Champions Trophy is a money-making thing. Yeah, I agree, and that's exactly why they're doing it. I don't have anything to say to that. I was gonna pick on something. Oh, you also asked why tri-series. Because it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like bilateral series. I mean, no one's making money off bilateral series except for India or maybe Australia
That's
or
true.
maybe England.
Only the
When
big
you have
three,
tri-series, there's a lot more people watching and it's just more interesting.
Yeah.
There was what I wanted to bring up was something that is interesting, and if you guys haven't noticed, every time there's an India game or a potential India game in the Champions Trophy, there was no game of the WPL. Like, I don't know if you guys have observed this. 2 semifinals, India could have played either of the semifinals. Both the days didn't have WPL games. Today there's no WPL game.
Yeah.
Every India game, there was no WPL game.
Yeah.
And
That's saying something. I think you guys you're probably smart enough to interpret what we're getting at, but yeah.
NXT level, no, I meant a proper YouTube video, not shorts.
Yeah,
So, okay, there's an announcement, all right? Now that you guys are asking for it. So, we put out videos every Tuesdays and Fridays, which we will increase to Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. I don't know if it's too early to announce, but it's an announcement regardless.
Because it will be coming.
Yeah, every Monday we'll put out a women's Indian team video, a long form video on YouTube. So we won't just be a channel that covers men's cricket. We want to be a channel that covers Indian cricket, and the Indian women's team also play for the Indian team, and we will talk about them. It'll be the same format. It'll either be technical, player specific, or it will be team specific. Yes, it won't have 2 days allotted for them, for those kind of videos.
That's also because of their schedules and
their schedule and the amount of cricket they play. So it will be every Monday, women's cricket, and Tuesday and Fridays, the same thing that we do. Right. Around the world of cricket, nahi.
Shreyas, unfortunately,
Indian
that has
cricket.
not been good
I mean,
in terms
sometimes
of...
Steve Smith has... We
Oh,
did a Steve Smith
I
video.
mean, I think he's talking about the Monday,
yeah.
the around the world. Yeah.
That International Women's Day announcement.
I mean, sure.
Jay Shah should be neutral. Yeah,
Dude, yeah.
I find that so bizarre. Jay Shah being the ICC president does what he does. And there's... Oh, what's his name? The BCCI president?
Roger Benny.
That's Roger Benny, hardly excited. I mean, he's a character like that. But good lord.
This is Jay Shah when Hardik Pandya hits a 6.
Yeah.
Like, dude, come on.
What do you think about ODI's future? Because these days we see 5-match ODI series or even 7. Oh, those days. But now we are not even playing 5 ODIs. Like last day we played just 3.
That is true. That too, it was a build-up here to the Champions Trophy, which is in the ODI format, and we still played 3 ODIs.
We played what, 12 T20s, I want to say?
Much more. Yeah.
Possibly Shreyas or Varun, Akshay, male chauvinist. I have no idea what's going on. Can India... The thing is, it might be more interesting, but no, except the fans benefit from a bilateral tournament, and unfortunately, we fans think they play for us. But they don't.
They don't, yeah.
Money.
No, but this, even from a revenue standpoint, is better for more countries involved, because in a tournament like a tri-series or like say, okay, so here's the thing, right? Like for example, Pakistan hosted this Champions Trophy, which means they will make some amount of revenue because they were the hosts. Similarly, if you have a tri-series or if you have a 4-nation series tournament, you can be hosting it in a third nation, which allows them to make revenue. Obviously, the specifics are something we can do a video on and everything, but it does make logical sense. Logistically, it might be a headache, but it's not like it's not happened before.
Can India bowl full 20 overs or 50 overs of spin or pace in a future limited overs game with talent we boost?
We can. It's just about if we want to.
Yeah.
Because we also have a fast bowler who's good enough to bowl in all conditions. So
Bumrah.
yeah. So why would you want to
So
play?
like, India, Sri Lanka, or South Africa. It's Pakistan said we will not play in the. We will play in Dubai as a neutral. What? Oh right.
The initial talk.
Oh yeah, that is true. I mean, I don't think we said South Africa. South Africa volunteered, but boys RCB on WPL continuing the heritage from my childhood. Yeah.
I mean, they had one good season. As an RCB fan, I think that's your lifetime quota done.
Yeah, that's true. Guys, are you looking for any moderators? We will eventually. There's a lot of things to talk about from now. And yes, we won the Champions Trophy, and that's great, and we will continue to celebrate that. But looking with Champions Trophy makes more money, it's a bigger thing than a series. No, which is true.
Yeah,
But
obviously.
The thing
but
is, Champions Trophy doesn't really promote the sport. You're
Yeah.
still playing within the same circle.
if
Now
anything,
the question is,
yeah.
okay, go on.
sorry to cut you off, but if anything, it's in lesser nations. So like,
Yeah, true. No, but now the question is, are the cricketing boards really? Of course they're not. Definitely not. But are they really wanting to grow the sport, or do they just want to keep it with themselves? Because if you're looking at an NBA, for example, but that's a basketball as an American basketball association thing. Like it's within. That's a franchise stuff. So not a good comparison. I don't really know a comparison to this because cricket is an international sport, like plays against countries. But it doesn't seem like even ICC, they make a lot of effort to promote the sport. There's a lot of cricket happening all around the world.
Yeah.
Like Argentina playing a lot of matches. All of that's happening.
Yeah.
But if India, Australia, England don't do anything about promoting the sport,
It's a
then,
loss.
then we're not doing anything about it. And Champions Trophy isn't a way. That's the perspective we come from. Of course, it makes a lot of money, but it's not growing the sport. Like the sport doesn't become a bigger just because we play Champions Trophy every 4 years or 5 years.
I think the biggest example of this is it's all on display, right? Even when analysts or when people who are covering the sport extensively, be it journalists or whoever, it's very clear that there is not enough being done to promote cricket outside of the nations that are already playing it.
True.
Even in terms of the kind of data that we have available to us. If you look at something like a baseball, which is popular in only a few countries, even they have all of their data just like open for anyone to use and work with.
Right.
That is not there in cricket. So that kind of tells you the kind of monopolies in play.
Yeah.
And yeah.
How about a tri-nation series with associate nation like India, Australia versus Namibia?
That might be too overpowering.
Yeah,
is
like
the only thing.
Afghanistan-India test match.
Yeah.
That might be a little overpowering. That's where you balance things out with tri-series and work around it. I mean, we can make a video on this.
We could. Yeah.
Something interesting to talk about. A T20 version of Champions Trophy in associate nations country. True. I feel like a T20 World Cup like the last time around could be bigger. Like have more nations come in because anyways it only takes 4 hours.
Yeah.
And
anyways, you're going to have multiple matches. I mean, every day. That's how it happens in the ICC Series B, Series D,
True.
all of those tournaments. So yeah.
Are those Team B matches helpful for growing the game? Argentina, Spain, etc. Is it funded? Yeah, it is funded by the ICC.
Yeah, it's all funded by ICC. But the problem is, a lot of these boards end up doing things that the ICC, because ICC can't always observe them.
Yeah.
And so these boards kind of like cut corners and like fake matches, like that stuff has happened as well. And so it becomes important for that to become a centralized thing for ICC to take over.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right, great. So we have a lot of things coming up in the next few weeks. We have 4 IPL videos. We still have WPL reels coming out, which we will talk about. We might do a whole WPL
live.
the problem with the
Yeah.
WPL or
Or a
live or
video.
a video
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
regarding that. And then there is Ira, guys, thanks for doing videos on MILSG great starts. Can you please add home advantage context as well? Yeah, we did talk about that.
We
It's
will.
something we had. We just missed out while recording the video.
Yeah.
We'll add that.
We'll still share the stuff in the WhatsApp channel if you guys would like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, join it. It's in our description.
Hey, a serious question. In future, we have last matches being held together to avoid net run rate manipulation. No, I think net run rate is fine. I think it's a okay way to know if you're going to go past the group stage or not. But yes, we have IPL videos coming out during the IPL. We'll try doing something special,
Yeah.
either in the city of Bangalore or a special YouTube live.
Something.
Or something.
We
We
will
will
try.
do
Yeah.
something. And then the all-awaited England series where a lot of retirements matches take place.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been great doing this in the Champions Trophy pre and post. If you guys don't know already, we will do a pre and post live of every India international match. So watch out for that. We do have a WhatsApp YouTube channel. We have a WhatsApp channel. So if you haven't subscribed,
Followed it?
followed us, go down to our description. We have a WhatsApp channel. We update a lot of things there, a lot of behind the stuffs there.
Yeah.
So yeah, for now we are the champions. We are the Champions Trophy champions, and it's great. It's good to see you guys. A lot of you guys have been supporting us for a very long time. Like, share, and subscribe if you
Appreciate
haven't
it.
already.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things coming up. Way to spend a cold ass Sunday afternoon here. I don't know where you are.
He's in
Gonna miss
Canada?
you guys. Please
Yeah.
do it. Please do it sometimes. Akshay, we will. Thank you guys for always supporting us. This has been great.
Yeah.
We will see you next time around, which will probably be sometime in the month, I want to say. If not in the IPL or WPL or anything of that, we'll see you just before the India-England series.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. Keep supporting us. Peace.